So when Kanye was in Detroit at one point in time. So he was in Detroit, and he was working with Lupe Fiasco, and they went to the studio, and they was working on a song at the studio in Detroit. They was working at the studio called Audio Magic. Now, my friends from Audio Magic used to always call me, and people would rent my equipment from me, like, cause I got the MPC 4000. I got so people would rent, like people would come to town, and record companies would rent my equipment from me, like, yo, and my friends from Audio Magic would call me and yo, Filthy. So they called me and was like, yo, we got Kanye here. We want to rent your ASR 10. And I rented my ASR 10, and I got to meet Kanye that day. Wow. That day I got to meet him, and it was dope. I didn't get to be, they didn't let me stay for the studio session, though. He didn't let me stay for the whole session. But I got to come to the session and meet him, and they was like eating chicken and pizza and shit. And he had porn on, which was weird.
What?
Yeah, he had porn on.
What kind?
Yeah, I don't know, but he had porn. He just had porn on.
Just regular stuff though.
Yeah, it was just like I just seen it was porn. I'm like, damn, like it just threw me off. Like what the? It was like it just threw me off. But when I met Sean, and when we got warm and got cool and we got super cool, I told him about it. I never told him about that before though. So one day I brought it up, and I was like, hey dude, so he was talking about Kanye in the studio, because he would always tell all these stories, because Sean would go and like do all this super industry shit for the weekend, and then come back and we'd just be sitting around talking about all this fun dope shit he did. And then one day I just cracked on him and was like, do Kanye be watching porn? And he was like, what? He was like, why you ask me that? How you know about that? And then it was just so funny. And we just all laughing. Because he was just like, how you know about that? But yeah, because when he was that's how I knew. That was like years ago. When he was in the studio working on it. And matter of fact, the beat he made with my keyboard was Good Morning.
No way.
Yeah, he made Good Morning. Matter of fact, we went to the record store and got the records. When we went record shopping, I got to go record shopping with them, and he went to Merry Melodies that was right on Gratiot and 9 Mile, and then they ordered chicken and pizza and all this, and yeah, I got to yep. He went and bought the records. And,
so he rented that keyboard from you. Yep. To make.
I still got the check to this day. I made probably like $100 or some shit.
Oh, you gave him the equipment for $100. And
yeah,
you made
like
the song that went like probably how crazy did that song go? Probably like what?
It went
10
stupid.
times.
Yeah,
10
stupid.
times play.
But I was just so happy to
that's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Kanye.
But you guys got to work together too, anyway, right? So
yeah. I wound up working with him. Yeah, Kanye. I wind up meeting him straight up some years later, straight up walked up and met him, and he was like, "Yo, he already knew who I was and everything." Cause see, I had met him. Sean had called me on the phone to talk to him one time, because when him and Jay-Z was working on Watch the Throne, Sean had called me to talk to him on the phone, because he was like, he had liked my beats, and he was like, man, I love your beats. I need you to send me some beats for Watch the Throne. So I sent him some beats for Watch the Throne, and oh my God, bro, it was the most heartbreaking thing that happened. So I sent him beats for Watch the Throne, and I'm waiting to hear back about the beats, and dog, I see a ad for Watch the Throne, and I'm like, what? It's an ad? Oh my God. So I called Sean, and at the time, so Sean was in the middle of running around the country promoting his album and stuff. So me and him talked, and he was like, man, I'm sorry. He was like, we was in the studio the other night, and Kanye was trying to download the beats, but they wasn't downloading to his laptop. And I was like, Sean, why you ain't call me? I was mad as hell at Sean, but yeah.
Your history with music